every individual has a spark of truth. Some people will say that spark has a color or a theme, but that spark of truth is unique to each soul and cannot be replaced. The world needs the truth of each individual in order to reach harmony. When the individual does not embrace that truth, the world discovers that truth because of the abyss, because it is missing. When the truth is missing, there's a vacuum, and chaos begins to take root, and disharmony takes root. And then when things begin to get chaotic, we learn from that chaos what was the truth we were missing. And when discovering new balance, we uncover the truth that was not being broadcast through intimacy. That's called the long path. The short path is to embrace your song of truth, to live and exude that song in an intimate space so that the world can progress in a far more intimate and less primitive way. And the premise of the law of measure for measure is that there's an aspect of the Creator that's within your jurisdiction. And to a degree that you embrace with full knowledge of the divinity that is within you as an expression of the Creator, is the degree that you can use that light in order to enhance creation in the world around you, like a creator. But the Creator's light, it doesn't work through planning. It doesn't work through thought and machinations of the mind. The light of the Creator is a verb, a resonance, a chord. It is a buzz, an ecstatic buzz that went out through all creation. And so nature is designed to respond to emotion. All creation will respond to emotion. And when you inhabit in your heart emotions of oppression, you will draw towards yourself challenges that justify feeling oppressed. And when you feel aligned to sovereignty, feel and exude freedom, love, passion, life, to the degree that that music is played in the higher keys and not in response to oppression or negativity, life will draw to you increasingly portals of opportunity. Your world will be colored anew, step by step, reciprocally to the emotional status that you are imbuing. It's not only in this world that this is the case, it's true in the afterlife as well. An individual has mastered the chords for sovereignty. True sovereignty means to be beyond reciprocity. True sovereignty means that your love is not conditional, that your love is free, your love is unconditional. If your love is unconditional, it's truly unconditional, then there is no justice. There is no hierarchy. There is no measurement. And so the individual in the afterlife is able to graduate to their true nature as an eternal expression, as an eternal entity. There is no resonance to break them down and divide them as being, are you worthy, or is there shame, or is there, how do I compare? The individual has introduced the formula of unconditional love that breaks the bonds of competition and hierarchy. Now, there is no mathematics with eternal variables. It just doesn't add up. Infinity minus infinity is still infinity. Standard logic doesn't work. And should the individual begin to grow and expand in their love to an unconditional level, and they begin to awaken to realize that they are an avatar. They are merely a vessel of the Creator's will, witnessing itself. And so the law of measure for measure in the afterlife, to the degree that the individual recognizes their innate worthiness as an eternal expression without shame, without hierarchy, is the degree that the soul is not bound. There is no space that can contain that soul. There is no dimension where that soul belongs or it doesn't belong. And to the degree that individual soul has been indoctrinated into shame, competition, and hierarchies, is the degree that, to the degree that the soul has not forgiven itself for its own disappointments or its own primitive actions in this world, is the degree that, as an expression of the Creator's light, that soul will begin to create and manifest all sorts of dimensions and narratives to justify its feelings, to help it feel adequate again, for it to feel, I've paid my dues. So I understand that the Pope a while back ago eliminated purgatory. And so I guess those that follow the Pope do no longer believe in purgatory, but I'll tell you that if a person believes there's purgatory, there'll be purgatory, and if a person believes there's a hell, there'll be a hell. And if a person believes that there's only harmony, there will only be harmony. If there is a hierarchy, if there is us versus them, if there's any understanding of a hierarchy, then it necessitates measurement, justice, and shame. And there certainly is the aspect of measure for measure that the soul will manifest all sorts of tribulations and challenges in order for it to justify its life and its existence, but it's all petty and primitive. There's no reason why a soul cannot embrace the higher love and witness itself as an expression of the Creator's love, and in doing so witness the rest of the creation as masked, but still as important and essential